Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Strike order by Academic Staff Union of Universities witnesses near total compliance. Obafemi Awolowo University, Lafiya, remains open. Thugs attack members of concerned Nigerian group led by entertainer Charlie Boy in Wuse Market, Abuja, during protests over President Buhari's continued absence. Army Command launches specially trained mobile strike teams into Northeast's counter-terrorism theatre of operations. And Sierra Leone's president appeals for urgent aid for thousands of people displaced by mudslides and flooding in the capital. Reminder now that for more on our top stories and others, please visit our website channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb, and log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us on your mobile device, or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. The Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have access to the Eyewitness feature, with which you can share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and then follow the instructions. Now we have some pictures that were sent in to us, and let's share them with you, shall we? Let's begin with this one from the Onitsha-Abuja Expressway in Anambra State, showing this road, which according to our Eyewitness reporter, connects some southeastern states to the Federal Capital Territory. And our Eyewitness reporter wants it repaired. And here's one from Eleme One in Rivers State, showing this truck, which our Eyewitness reporter said fell due to congestion on that road. And here's an accident, and it's a video of an accident from the Agidingbi area here in Lagos State, showing an SUV. Now, according to our Eyewitness reporter, occupants of the vehicle and another one came alive. And still from Lagos comes this next photo of a heap of refuse at the entrance of the market and the Agege area of the city. Our Eyewitness reporter wants it cleared to prevent an epidemic. Thanks a lot for all your pictures, and do keep them coming. It's day 8 of the protest by the concerned citizens of Nigeria as they continue to demand that the president return from London or resign. However, the group appear to have changed tactics today, singing songs of disenchantment. They marched through the streets of the nation's capital to the Wuse Market to drum up support for their cause, as the group vows to continue the daily sit-out until President Muhammadu Buhari comes home. But it wasn't smooth sailing for them, as more sympathizers of the president confronted them inside the market, forcing policemen to disperse the crowd.
The Unity Fountain again plays host to members of the group Concerned Nigerians as the protesters continue their daily sit-out at the fountain.
No going back, oh, no going back. If you see Buhari, you tell and say resume or resign, oh, no going back. APC has failed us, PDP has failed us. When the masses turn our backs on you, we won't be deceived again.
Singing songs of disenchantment over the prolonged stay of President Muhammadu Buhari in London, the coordinator of the group restates their demand for the president to either resume or resign.
History will be unkind to those who participated in 2010, but who are nowhere to be found today. History will be unkind to our generation and the generation of our fathers if we fail to ask questions. Those who say we do not have the right to ask questions, they are not only being unfair to this country, they are the greatest problem of this country. We know that their mumu never do, but ours, our own, don't do. And you can see what the country is becoming gradually. There's money wraps all over Unity Fountain because the government has done an empowerment program here yesterday. The government is doing an empowerment program. The government is doing an empowerment program, wasting our money in London. They don't only waste our money in London, they ferry aides, propaganda people, or that's presidential aides of the president. They ferry them to the UK. Our governors go to the UK. It's left for our traditional rulers and the civil society to be going to the UK to visit the president.
From the Unity Fountain, the group, led by music maestro Charlie Boy, takes its campaign to Wuse Market in the central area of Abuja, where some traders welcome them. What appears to be a peaceful protest soon turned rowdy as some traders chant in support of President Buhari. The police step in to prevent a breakdown of law and order, and as members of the group depart from the market, they vow to mark the 100 days of President Buhari's absence at the Unity Fountain.
To legal matters now. The Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has adjourned to tomorrow, Wednesday, August the 16th, to rule on whether to hear a fundamental rights enforcement suit filed by a suspected billionaire kidnapper, popularly known as Evans. Justice Abdulaziz Anka adjourned after listening to submissions of the counsel to Evans, counsel to the Special Anti-Robbery Squad and the Lagos State Police Commissioner. The other parties listed as respondents are the Inspector General of Police and the Nigeria Police Force, which were not represented in court. Our judiciary correspondent Shola Shoyeli reports.
On the 29th of June, suspected billionaire kidnapper Evans had filed a fundamental rights enforcement suit to challenge his continued detention since June 10 without arraignment. He claims that his parade on June 11 before journalists at the Lagos Police Command headquarters in Ikeja without a court order is unconstitutional and illegal. The suspected kidnapper asked the court to award him 300 million naira as exemplary damages for his alleged illegal detention and the alleged harm caused by his media trial. Evans also asked the court to order the police authorities to immediately arraign him before a law court or release him from custody. The suit was originally assigned to Aziz Anka, but could not be heard initially because Mr. Olukoya Ogungbeje, who filed it on behalf of Evans, was absent in court. Following complaints by the police council, the court awarded a punitive cost of 20,000 naira against Mr. Ogungbeje for failing to inform the council of his absence. The court subsequently went on vacation, and the suit suffered some adjournments before the first vacation judge, Justice Chuka Obiozo. Justice Obiozo then handed over to Justice Anka as vacation judge, and the case has come up again before the judge. At the resumed hearing, counsel to Evans informed the court that the case was ripe for hearing and he was ready to proceed. But counsel to the Lagos State Police Commissioner and the Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS, Mr. Emmanuel Eze, opposed the move. He told the judge that the condition precedent for the matter to be heard during vacation was for the leave of court to first be obtained. He said this had not been done. The lawyer also stressed that the applicant had not personally served the court processes on the Inspector General of Police and the Commissioner of Police Lagos Command, who are distinct legal personalities. He therefore urged the court not to hear the suit and to instead award a punitive cost of 300,000 naira against Mr. Ogungbeje. Counsel to Evans has, however, countered by insisting that the law, under Order 5 Rule 2 of the Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure Rules of 2009, allows him to serve the court processes on the agents of the respondent, and that having served the legal section of the Nigerian Police Force Annex in Alagbo and Panti areas of Lagos, and same having been received, all the respondents had been duly served. He urged the judge to note that the proof of service which was in the court's record had not been contradicted. After listening to submissions of both parties, Justice Anka has adjourned till Wednesday to rule on whether to proceed with the fundamental rights application. Shola Shoyeli, Channels Television News.
To security matters now, over 20 people have been killed following a series of blasts that rocked Konduga near Maiduguri in Borno State. Reports say 3 suicide bombers, 2 female and a male, carried out the deadly attack. While one, the female bombers, blew herself up at the market in Konduga, the other 2 blew themselves up in front of the IDP camp, also in the area. Suspected insurgents had earlier razed villages in Madagali local government area of Adamawa State earlier in the day, causing most of the villagers to flee. Our correspondent Blessing Tuna gives us an update on the situation.
Suicide bombers struck in Konduga local government area of Borno State today, and it is still not clear if it was in a marketplace or in a motor park But then from the stories we are hearing, the picture is not pretty at all. Emergency workers have already conveyed injured persons in 3 vans to the state specialist hospital, and we understand that right now there's no enough space to contain those that have already been evacuated. And as I speak right now, we learned that the emergency workers and the military and other escorts and other security agencies and escort duties are still in Konduga right now, still trying to evacuate more injured persons. We still do not have an official figure for those that have died, but unofficial sources are saying between 27 to 30. Right now, there's still no official statement from the National Emergency Management Agency or the military or any of the concerning authorities.
Meanwhile, the theatre commander of Operation Lafiya Dole, Major General Ibrahim Atahiru, has launched mobile strike teams to enhance operations in the area. General Ibrahim Atahiru says the teams were specially trained to give a final push to the lingering war against the insurgents. The mobile strike teams received intensive training in the Nigerian Army Special Forces School, Huniyadi, in Yobe State, before their induction into the theatre.
It is indeed a great honor for me to perform the launching of the mobile strike teams for the purpose of ensuring complete denial of freedom of action and final decimation of the Boko Haram terrorists. These specially selected forces with mixed equipment platforms are to achieve the conduct of long-range patrols and ambushes deep into the hinterland. All these are in an effort to ensuring the success of Operation Lafiya Dole, thereby enhancing our operational efficiency.
Due to the rising tensions in the polity, the passage of bills to mitigate hate speech and jungle justice will comprise a major part of the Senate's social impact agenda when it resumes in September. In a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the Senate President on Media and Publicity, Mr. Yusuf Olaniyoju, Dr. Bukola Saraki says the upper chamber is ready to give the hate speech bill accelerated consideration when it's presented by the executive. This is expected to send a clear message with accompanying punitive measures to people who are fond of distasteful comments that hurt, offend and provoke retaliation. According to Senator Saraki, the anti-jungle justice bill, which is sponsored by Senator Dino Melaye, will also help to prevent Nigerians across the country from meting out extrajudicial justice to perceived offenders without recourse to statutory legal channels. The Senate Committees on Judiciary and Rules and Business are expected to ensure that the bill is quickly passed and sent to the House of Representatives for concurrence. And when the news at 10 returns, Nigeria's Ministry of Finance plans to bring the Office of Whistleblower under its supervision. That's on business. Enjoy us again.